All right, Cole, I'm sure you saw this morning that our President Trump, decided to announce in a tweet that he was going to delay the election due to fear of voter fraud by the
I want
force
to
of.
make it clear. He's not saying that he's going to delay the election. He says he wants to delay the election. We don't know if he has the power to delay the election, and really he doesn't. Thank God, because we all know that he would take advantage of that power if he had it.
This is an awful idea, and there is no threat of mail-in ballots. In fact, he has done a mail-in ballot before himself.
Yeah, and I like to, everyone used to call Ronald Reagan the Teflon man because nothing could stick to him. I think that Donald Trump is Teflon Man 2.0, Nothing can stick to this guy. I mean, Stormy Daniels, impeachment, the Russia scandal, obstruction of justice, Robert Mueller, nothing sticks to this guy. And no matter what he does, the people who support him do not, will not, and at this point probably cannot wake up to the reality that he is a hypocrite and a front for the rich and for corporations to extend their power over the government in the United States.
You said something, and I just want to ask you quickly about it. Which Russia scandal are you referring to?
This is true. There are many Russia scandals. We have to clarify, right? There is the Russian collusion. There is, the mercenaries that we still haven't heard anything about. Favorite moment, Kayleigh McEnany having to say, "Well, the president does read."
Yeah.
It's like, well, good thing he does, because we'd be concerned if the president doesn't read. If Donald Trump were winning right now, he wouldn't try to delay the election. What would he do? He would say, coronavirus cases are rising. We don't know where we're going to be in November. We obviously need to hold the election right here, right now, to make sure that we can get this over with and make sure that there's not a public safety risk. And that's just the way he operates. Is he operates for himself only. He doesn't care about anyone else, and this is just one of an infinite amount of times when we have seen him put his own interests above those of the nation,
which happens on a daily basis at this point. And it's so saddening to hear and see in the news every day that, Trump has gone off and done this or that. It all just almost blends together. I think the most shocking part about this is that he is so rushing to get students and teachers back into school, and is going to pull away funding from schools that don't open up. And yet here he is saying we need to push the election back because people are going to mail in vote because there's a pandemic, rather than just go voting because it's not safe right now.
Yeah. And of course, there are a variety of questions, and I would say this on any issue is I would pay any amount of money to get the chance to interview Donald Trump, even just as a teenager who's not a journalist, to be able to sit down on live TV and be able to grill the president of the United States on everything that he's done, not just in this pandemic, but everything in his presidency, would be something that I would pay any amount of money for. But just to sit down with him on this issue and say, hey, what does delaying the election look like to you? What are the logistics of this, right? How far back is the election going to be delayed to? If the election is delayed to after January 20th, do you stay in office? Is there an acting president, say Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Grassley, the president pro tempore of the Senate? What does the transition of power look like if we have to delay the election to a shorter time period in between the election and January 20th or wherever the inaugural date is set? I would love to sit down with Donald Trump and ask him, what does this look like if you believe that the election should be delayed so badly? How's it going to work? What are the logistics? What's the transition of power going to look like, et cetera, et cetera? Because he would not be able to answer any of those questions. and it would expose that he only wants to delay the election because of how badly he is losing.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at one other quick thing on this, and then we'll have to move on to another topic. But let's think about it this way: if Trump pushes back the election past January, then hopefully we will just move the inauguration to May, because that's when it used to be. Looking back historically, it was not always in January. People would come in a little bit later on, and then we made a switch because that was not super effective when the rest of the world wasn't changing its powers as frequently in the middle of the year almost. And so we made that switch. But that was like an agreed upon thing. That was Congress deciding that. That wasn't just the president. There's been very few times when a president has said, I'm not going to take office yet, or let's wait to have an election. In fact, that's never happened. There's been one case in the 19th century where it was a Sunday. That was the day of the inauguration. And he said, oh no, I can't take this office on a Sunday, because he was religious.